5 sets of 1 at 90. I might change those doubles. I've kind of gone back and forth in my mind with them. But then we're going to do some hang clean and jerks. Uh, excuse me. Again, 5 singles at 110. I will for sure not be doing doubles in the hang clean because I don't want to use straps to do full cleans. And I don't do CrossFit, so I don't know how to catch weights with a hook grip. So we'll start with the bar and just move that around and try to get loosened up. I feel decently sore from yesterday with all the front squats I did, but pretty motivated to train. I have to not take too much more than an hour because I'm meeting some teachers that I used to work with at my previous school later this evening. So that will be a fun get together with them. And I guess one of the reasons that got me out here a little bit earlier than I otherwise would have been. But it's nice to get training done earlier in the day when you are motivated for it. But these shoes on, get these plates off, and start moving the bar around a little bit. When I was trying to do a couple of these yesterday, my wrist was a little sore, but I figured that was just because I had trained Saturday. So we're going to see if I can just use straps if I don't need to throw wrist wraps on top of those. So we'll see how that feels, but get the hands chalked up and start moving the bar. I finished my last assignment for my last grad school class, so after I oiled the bar too, that's why there's this wet spot there. But I should have my master's degree in a couple weeks here. I don't know how soon that will get to me or whatever. Oh, the bar is still very oily, so extra motivation to warm up a little bit more. I didn't really wipe off the oil from yesterday, so you kind of see where the chalk was on my hands, where the oil is now. All you do to get around that is just keep putting chalk on and keep moving around. It's just not like I was ready to start hammering the weights anyway. What's up, Tony? Hope you're having a good Monday. Going out to a dinner to meet with old teachers here in a couple hours. So I'm looking forward to that. When everyone has to go their own directions, then it's nice to catch up and meet with people. But I don't know if you watched my natty, fake natty video. But I was real, I don't know. It's weird when I make videos like that. It's like, it's just nice to do something different every once in a while when I have something to ramble on about. But it was something that was a nice little change of pace, I suppose. But basically, if you have big old biceps, finishing the day at work. Ooh, so you worked out in the morning today? Sounds brutal. Do I know when my spring break? Mom wants to know when spring break is for 2026. Why would I know that? I could probably find that out, but I wouldn't be able to do that now. Uh, it's usually actually for me around Easter. It's like a week or before. Usually the week after Easter, so or sometimes before. I don't know. It's always around that time. Like every school I've ever been at, they try to put it on that Good Friday. But yeah, biking sounds good. Um, did I do? I don't think I did cardio. What was yesterday? No, I did cardio Saturday. Um, I can't really. There's actually nowhere really to bike around where I live. The sidewalks are not really nice enough. Plus, I don't have a bike anymore. I had a bike first. Actually, for a while I lived down here, but I took it back up. It's my dad. Um, he had originally given it to me. I used it in college a lot, but I don't use it down here. Or I never did, so I wanted it back. 6:30. Yeah, that is one thing that I like when I'm motivated to like get training done and I'm like ahead of it, or at least like you know, it's tricky because like I would love to like wake up first thing and go and train, but I know it wouldn't work well. But if it's like a really light day, a really easy session, it's nice to get that out of the way. Um, Depending on what the kind of exercise that it is. So it is nice to have those varying sessions that you can hammer out. I wouldn't necessarily want to do it super early, but I am potentially considering Yusaki. Um, Potentially considering I ended up not having to do it is having double sessions. I saw like that Clarence Instagram post and not really doing more than one session, but essentially trying to do the squats in the morning at least a couple times a week. And then considering potentially doing something like that in the winter because I can get some squat racks and have them inside my house, so I'm not having to come out here. Do like strength sessions in there, and then when I actually have to go to the physical gym, I don't have to stay quite as long, and it can help shorten some of the sessions and some of the benefits. He mentioned about practicing the lifts and all that more. So there certainly are splitting it up in that regard but potentially like having morning sessions be like pressing something easy mentally, pressing or squatting where I'm not really like challenged. I can't imagine wanting to snatch and clean jerk very well in the morning. That's brutal. Hit or push session. Yeah. Are you a military officer? Yep, I'm a military officer in the Balkans. My unkempt hair is definitely an indicator of that. Okay, it's always kind of funny too. I get asked if I'm in the military like at least once a live stream. It seems. It never fails. Don't feel bad. The bar's just so dang oily. Yeah, I think if you have a home setup, that's like the big key, because like I think Claire says like traveling to the gym. Like yeah, if you have to travel to the gym, that's prohibitively difficult to do. Um, but if you have a home setup, then splitting up sessions is a lot more doable, and it's just more convenient if you can. Plus, like I've even like there's less risk, I guess. Like if I feel bad, I can just walk back in the house. Like you don't have to drive back home. I need to go talk to a bush out here. The benefit of being consistently hydrated is you feel better and you recover a little bit better. But does necessitate a lot more restroom breaks. My home is not that interesting. Hey, Reed. It's if you can search through. I have posted clips of like the platform I have in the house, but my house is just a pretty boring house. So if you look way back, I feel like I have made a video when I first moved in, a very long time ago at this point. 2017 would have been about the time. I post so many videos that it'd probably be hard to find, but I think if you search through my channel, you might be able to find it. Which, I mean, the only thing that's changed is stuff has been added to the house. But, what's up, Reed? We're doing hangs today. So, might do singles or doubles at 90 in the snatch, I'm not sure. But I oiled the bar yesterday, so I have to warm up. Probably for another set to get the bar chalked up a little bit. This is my actual home, Nolan. I live out in the shed. I just sleep out here with the spiders and the whatever wildlife sneaks in here. Me and the scooters. Trying to be really intentional to like pull harder with my left arm and to almost overextend, like almost lean it up just a little bit more so it's symmetrical on both sides. That's when I was filming on Saturday. I was able to film from the front, and a conference, Nashville. That sounds pretty fun. I think Nashville is like a 6-7 hour drive-ish from me. But that's pretty dope. I don't know, you're not a true Midwesterner, you're not driving to Tennessee? It's only like a 12-hour drive. It's under 15 hours, it's drivable, right? Beginning to think you're not even from Wisconsin. It is really bright out. Alright. That's, yeah, I mean, if you get a flight. Some flights are even like kind of worth it too. There's some of them, I mean, like, depending, if you're not around a holiday, then they can actually be better. But if it's for like any normal driving distance, I don't know what would be like a good cutoff driving time, but if you are above 5 hours, then that's when you can start weighing the pros and the cons. But it's also like where you're driving to. All right. But yeah, if someone's paying for it, then I fly anywhere instead of driving. Bar is White oily. All right, so we're gonna do double here at 50, double at 70, and then see how the vibes are with 90. Didn't feel too bad. I feel like I could do more than 50 kilograms today. Some might say. Some might argue. Okay. Ooh. Thoracis. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, Ubers are expensive. I mean, but the same thing. If you're not paying for it, then it don't matter. Surprised they wouldn't just rent you a car. I guess depending on how long the conference is. I feel like renting a car for you would be cheaper. That is very true. Well, my mother-in-law doesn't exist right now, so I don't think she much cares about what I'm doing right now. But yeah, no, driving in any large city is always annoying, and it's just extra stressful. It's one reason I don't really try to like go to like big sporting events, is just like the idea of parking. AI app update beta? What do you what do you mean by that, Tony? So I thought the app, like a beta would imply, are they doing something new? I thought the app was, obviously they're going to update it, but entire new version. Interesting. Well, based on just kind of the quality of content that I've seen from Weightlifting House lately, you'd hope that all of that effort is going into the app and not their content, because their content is kind of taking a dive for the general quality over the last year or two. But can't say I'll be trying out their new beta thing. I don't really trust the programming. But are you planning on trying it out, Tony, when it's released? So I feel like if they got it down to like 15, 20 bucks a month, it'd be something that I think about a little bit more, but it's too expensive for based on the previous version of it, for the lack of creativity with it. and the insistence upon bottom-up squats. I feel bad at all. Definitely sore, but movement feels as good as it's gonna feel. That is true. So I'm gonna do singles and try to just make them move well. And if they feel good, add a little bit of weight, but I'm not gonna try to do doubles. Unless I do the first one and it's the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah, and that's, I mean, 2 sessions isn't too much. Like, if you had to miss a whole week, then you'd almost have to, like, I don't say retrain, but, like, get used to stuff. 2 days is not, 2 sessions, I should say, is not too much. Especially, I would imagine at a conference, you're probably not going to just be sitting. You're going to probably be walking around a lot. And you've been lifting heavy lately, so it seems like a good point to, like, you know, if you had to miss 2 days, you've kind of been on a, you know, hitting big numbers. So it might actually be helpful. All right. We're going to try 5 singles. I make sure the left arm is as active as it needs to be, and that I'm really trying to push it above where my right one is, which will hopefully get them to be symmetrical. Well, good. Bar's still quite oily, but the thing about that felt pretty good. Man. Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things, like, if you had, like, time to go and do, like, a little bit of cardio, a little bit of, you know, upper body pump or whatever, not going to hurt, but 2 days isn't really going to change much. I'd be that crazy maniac that would be trying to find a gym there But I mean, if you're only missing 2 sessions, that's not too much. But getting some cardio could be good though. You don't really have to think about what you're doing. Just get yourself sweaty. So that's the first set there. So we got another one coming right up. Not as good as the first one, but still not too bad. It's a little bit out in front. That's what I kept forgetting. My little mouth thing I was going to put in. Every set I was doing, I kept thinking that there's something I was forgetting. And that's what it was. But testing. What are you testing for, Tony? I lost everyone. What are you testing for, Tony? Yeah, I lost the. I think sometimes it's just the fact I'm in a shed. The internet gets cut out. But what's your testing for, Tony? That was what, 3 cents. I think on the last one, instead of doing a single, I'm gonna just combine the last 2 ones to do it. Yeah, I don't know what happens when it gets disconnected. Usually, I don't think it works. Anything works. Well, we're gonna combine the last 2 sets and do 1 double instead of 2 more singles. Let's see if that goes okay. Although if the first rep feels bad, we'll just drop it and do 2 singles. What you're testing for, Tony? So this could be a single or a double. depending on how the first one feels. Yep. Last try put the best one. Take that every day. First one I could feel a little bit of depression on the left side, but the second one felt really solid. I don't know if I want to be big like you. I'm already 240. I don't know if I want to be any bigger. Be a little too chunky. I guess if you're bigger than 240, you're just, you got that Snorlax build, a big back build. So, yes, I think they help tremendously, and I don't know how much placebo it is, or it literally does, but for me, it, it prevents a little bit of that wrist extension, and I find that helpful. Honestly, more so in the snatch than in the clean and jerk, but I like them for both lifts. When, like, I was training on Saturday, I didn't have anything on, and I had done that up when I was at the other gym as well, and I can get away with it for a training session. And what's up, Mike? But for like regular training, I've always liked having it on, and honestly, it's something that I've used even when I was powerlifting. Like, it was always something that was helpful for whether it's bench pressing or for front squats, really anything. But yeah, it just prevents that little extra movement that you don't necessarily need, and it kind of allows your wrist to kind of lay back into it. If you don't need it, like if you don't have wrist discomfort, then I wouldn't worry about it, because it helps with that though. I have noticed a lot. And these are just the hook grip ones. I have like the leather ones that provide a maximum support. If I had my wrist ever got really, really bad, then I would use that. But these do a good enough job, and they're not like, I mean, they're Velcro, like they're not crazy strong like powerlifting ones or anything like that, because you still need some mobility. But it's really just a difference of being able to go to like there, and then that little bit more that you'd get with that. So I think they help, and just make everything feel a little bit better overhead. But yeah, Christopher, he is I think he's morbidly obese is what he was saying. He said he was 260, or anything under 260. Yeah, so like it would help with that, because like I've noticed that anytime the bar sits a little bit further in my hand, like if I'm doing a snatch or if I catch a jerk, it's not as if my hand, like my hand just like stretches back a little bit more. Like I just get that little bit extra extension, and that's where I don't really feel, it doesn't feel comfortable. And maybe that's a mobility thing, but I just kind of always wear them. It's kind of like the same thing with knee wraps. Like I almost feel like it helps prevent some of, like it helps me not be so low. Not in really a dramatic fashion, but I think the compression also like is kind of like mentally helps as well. Yeah, me too. Me too. But yeah, overhead squats are definitely an exercise you're gonna feel them on. That's for sure. But generally, like right now, my left wrist is giving me some discomfort at different times, and if that happens, I just throw them on both wrists. Same with my knee wraps. Like I could probably get away with not using them as much, but like a session like today where it's not crazy heavy, I'm just not wrapping them super tight. I'm using the lighter ones versus the heavier ones, and it's just the compression that feels good. But really, if like you feel really crummy, no amount of wraps are gonna help. But I think the compression feels nice. I think it helps in the bottom of the squat a little bit, but for light lifts and for snatches, it's not really that important. Yeah, I mean for bench press, especially. Mhm. Yeah, it's not gonna hurt to get some, and like just like with any sort of uh, medical intervention, you should start with the least resistance and then add more. So like get like a fabric one, like the hook grip ones are good, and start with those. And if that, if that works, then you don't ever have to worry about going above that. And then you can, if you actually had like debilitating wrist pain, you could go to like leather ones or like more aggressive ones to help with that. And same with like knee wraps. Like if you don't wear anything and you don't need anything, then it's like, especially for most normal training, then it's probably best not to have anything on. But then you can get that boost when you have a heavy lift to throw that extra stuff on. But but yeah, just I will say like the Onyx ones, those are like you're getting a lot of support, and it almost is like if your wrist pain's bad enough, it feels good still. But I noticed I actually with cleans that it was like because there is no give, then it becomes difficult. It's just creatine. Yeah, creatine's good. All right, so that was it for snatches. So now, yeah, double check the time. I need a students. That's funny. I'm getting messages about fall classes from my university that I'm going to be graduating from. Yeah, so like this hook grip style, there are really like basic ones that you can find. So any sort of like you can go on Amazon and get ones that are like Rogue and that are like stretchy, and they work just fine. They like these ones, they just work like they just feel nice. They don't have it as much give. The stretchy ones are also fine. So it's just they're cheap. That's the thing is like it's super cheap. If they were crazy expensive, then you could consider different things. But yeah. Never go straight to trend. Yeah, I've been actually increasing the amount of creatine that I've been taking on a regular basis. So I've always, I mean, for a long time now, I've always had 5 grams on a very consistent basis. But in the last couple months, I've been upping it to more than 10. Essentially, like my scooper is 5 grams, so I just put two of those in. And thankfully, what I was more worried about was kind of like digestive discomfort. But anytime I take it, and usually it's just in the morning with breakfast, if I have other food, then I never have any sort of distress. But that is something to consider if you do get some sort of like stomach discomfort, the amount that you're taking. But my logic for taking more, like there is some people that have talked about taking larger doses could be useful, but like weighing about 240, like it makes sense to me that I should take more. But obviously, like you can only saturate your muscle so much. But there is some people that talk about some of the benefits of having more in your system for like cognitive stuff, and I'm dumb enough to potentially could benefit from being less dumb. Be cool if it improved my vision a little. We're putting the fan behind you guys. No more. No more heat. I'm actually 5 foot flat. I wish I was 5'6". Yeah, it would be a tank. If I looked like this at 5'6", that would actually be that would actually be diabolical. No, I'm 5'11" though, as far as my actual height. Yeah, I don't know what the temp. Well, I'd have to check. I'd have to check on my phone, but it's actually not too bad today, to be honest. Christopher, why are you thinking about that? Is the trend and stuff make you think about that stuff a little bit more? Other person's manhood? A little sus. But, whatchamacallit? Yeah, like the brain and longevity stuff, I've heard about that as well. And if you can handle it, that's what the other thing is, like, even if it doesn't do anything related to that, there's not really any negative to taking a larger dose in general if you don't have any sort of intestinal things. And I would say even if you have intestinal things, if you split it up during the day, if you have some in the morning, some at night, probably honestly, like just like with protein, I would imagine that it's probably the most optimal to take it throughout the day, but like that's not really practical for most people to like have protein every hour or whatever. But it's probably only marginally, like it's probably not even statistically that different versus just making sure you have it. But uh-oh, Reed's getting skinny. That's not good. Make sure you bulk up at the conference. So it's actually another good thing. You lost a couple pounds, so then you're going to a conference where you're probably going to be eating pretty good. You can go hog wild. So with the hang clean and jerk, start at 70, 90, 110, and try to do 5 singles there. We're going to check the time. We're at 4:49, so I'm doing good on time. I have to leave my house probably 20 till 6, so I got plenty of time. Plenty of time. But, yeah, you're going to get a lot of steps at that conference, and as long as you're eating good, probably you get to enjoy your time. I get a weird feeling like once I'm at 240, I feel like some people get stressed or like I don't want to gain any weight, but like for me it's just like I don't have to think about gaining weight. So I can just eat when I'm hungry and normal. So it is kind of a luxury to be like at the max body weight that I want to be at. And then if I lose a couple pounds, it's not a big deal. That and like also weighing as much as I do, that Bluetooth turned off. That was weird. Why'd that turn off? Tell me the truth. Speaker got tired of listening to me yap. That's unfortunate. That's still real big, but all depends what your goals are. 84, 85. Yeah, typically I'm 109. Between 108 and 109 in the mornings. I could be a little bit less because I have been since I've made like Raising Cane's chicken sauce to use with my chicken breast, I've been eating so much chicken breast, which means I'm probably getting a little bit less calories. Um, but it's so good. I can eat chicken breast all day long. So if I want to diet, I actually have the perfect method. I'm just going to eat chicken breast all day long and just have the Raising Cane sauce that I make, because I could eat literally 10 pounds of chicken and it'd be delicious. So, yeah, have a good one, Reed. I hope your conference goes well. Hope it's fun. Also, don't know why. Somehow, Tony, you got flagged for review. Oh, let me do this warm-up set, then I'll tell you. It's really good. We're honestly just going to go right to 110. Or you can dance about it. So, Noel Diesel or whatever that bodybuilder guy is, if you have, whatchamacallit, eat 3 meals. Oh, yeah. But, whatchamacallit, the Noel, the South African bodybuilder guy, he made a video, so you can look that up for, I guess the measurements. But essentially what I do, which is modeled off him, I don't do it with Greek yogurt because it's gross, and I tried it and it didn't taste very good. I get light mayonnaise, which significantly obviously cuts down on calories. So I use to eat like 1 chicken breast. I get 2 spoons of light mayonnaise, so 2 dollops of that, and then ketchup, and you just cover it in ketchup, essentially, the mayonnaise, and then garlic powder and pepper, and you just mix that all up. It is, and Worcestershire sauce. That's the other thing. So, 5 ingredients. So, start with the mayonnaise. If I'm having, just for like myself, 1 chicken breast, then 2 dollops of mayonnaise is good. I don't measure the ketchup. I would say it's about a tablespoon, maybe 2. But I essentially throw the mayonnaise in a little bowl thing and then cover it in ketchup, however much that makes, a good amount. And then the Worcestershire sauce, the garlic, and the pepper. And I put a lot of pepper on. You can really kind of vary the pepper depending on how much, but just normal cracked pepper or whatever. It is unbelievably good. It's such low calories in general. I think it is 35 a tablespoon of the light mayonnaise, so it's 70, and then it's like close to 100 if you are adding the ketchup to it. And then everything else, I mean, I don't know how much Worcestershire sauce, it's just a little tiny bit. And I can't advocate for it enough. Don't do it with the Greek yogurt. If you watch Noel's video, do it with the mayonnaise. It is unbelievably good. And maybe I'm just weird, but I think it's delicious. But, hello, Elia, I guess that would be how you say it. It's super good. I tried it with beef once, but I like to have it on the side with chicken breast, and then just cook your chicken normally. If you can figure out like breading stuff, I haven't gone that deep into the experimentation with like putting like low calorie breading of some sort. But if it was like breading on top of that, like I don't want to say it's as good as cane sauce, but knowing that it's so low calories that that in it still is like super delicious, because that's essentially what I was looking for, was just a sauce to put on chicken, because I just wanted something that wasn't just ketchup. And golly gee willikers, is it good. I want to eat some more before I go out with the friends. I have to eat a little bit before I go out, so I'm not starving before I go out to dinner again. One of the problems of being a big lad, I have to pre-eat before I eat. But it makes me excited to eat chicken breast, and not as if I wouldn't eat chicken and stuff before, but I've never been like hankering, just only want chicken breast. So it is certainly something to try. And if you're just trying it, I would just throw 1 dollop of mayonnaise in, a little bit of ketchup, the Worcestershire sauce, mix it in that little bit and then try it. But chances are you're going to like it. But I usually 2 tablespoons of the mayonnaise. I would say honestly, this probably is 2 tablespoons of ketchup. I don't measure that. But the Worcestershire sauce, the garlic, and the pepper, it's so good. I don't know if I'll do 5 sets. I might just do 3 since it's plain jerk. But we'll see. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a single here, and then I'm going to keep the weight the same, but then I'm going to do a hang clean jerk to do a double. But this one's just going to be 1. Pretty good. I feel like I get my feet out a little bit wider on the split, but I felt like really thinking about my left arm, trying to push that back. Works for that rep. So we're doing the next one. We're doing a double. Trying to be as strong as Tony. Yeah, like. It's so good. But Noel's video, if you look up on YouTube that Noel bodybuilder Kane's chicken sauce, I think it will pop up, and he goes through how he does it with Greek yogurt, which, to be fair, I'm kind of dogging on the Greek yogurt version, isn't horrendous. Like, if you were a bodybuilder and you really had to be in a deficit, then it would be viable, but it just has that little bit of weird taste that if you're, you want to enjoy the sauce a little bit, just a light mayonnaise, and it's crazy good. And I haven't been getting fat, so I know it's not. I know it's low calorie because I haven't ballooned 10 pounds from eating it all the time. I was like doing the rough calculations. I'm like, surely this can't get me fat. Like and that's what it kind of makes me think. It's like, man, this is like really. It's like having Chick-fil-A sauce. The sauce is a lot of calories, or cane sauce or whatever. But yeah, it's really good. You have to let me know if you try it, if it's good. Yeah, getting a notification about a back scratcher that I got here about 8 hours ago. Alright, so we got one more set here, and then we're done. Hang clean plus jerk, hang clean plus jerk. Really focusing on the left arm, moving around. Are you a girl, Christopher? Tony's a man. Tony's a big strong man. I'm trying to be like Tony. Alright. Double. Double. good. Nice to have a light day. I don't just try to break myself in half. Need more days like this. Or actually just do lighter work. Try to move correctly. College Willers. Hey, if you're from Akron, you probably have a lot of the similar lingo. Or if you went to Akron. The real question, I had 2 questions for Eric, a fellow native Ohioan. Actually, I don't know if you're actually from Ohio. I just know you said you went to Akron. But what do you call like Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Like, what kind of beverage is that? That's question number 1. And the second question is, what do you call the bug that is gray that rolls into a ball when you poke it? It's usually in the dirt under rocks and stuff. That's how we'll know if Eric. Yeah, it felt better. I was really just thinking about my left arm and like trying to exaggerate shoving it behind me. So I think that just made everything a little bit more symmetrical. But Eric, what do you call those things? So like Pepsi, Coke, Mountain Dew, like what is that beverage called? Beverage type. And then the gray bug, that's real little, that when you poke it, it rolls into a ball. See if you actually can pass the Ohio test. Although, depending on what part of Ohio, it could be different. Just gotta hurry up and answer because I'm leaving soon. I have big plans tonight. I'm a social butterfly, at least for today. No. I think Eric left us. Eric abandoned us. You can answer that too, Christopher or Tony. See if you're a native Ohio resident. If you're a real Midwesterner. Although my friend from Wisconsin calls the drink a different name sometimes. See, that's wrong. It's a good try, Tony. You got close. But what do you call the bug that rolls, that gray? No. 0 for 2. So, as you probably know, it's pop, not soda. Although soda doesn't really bother me. To me, it's more interchangeable. But I never once as a kid was like, I would like soda. But if someone said like, that's a kind of soda, like it doesn't mess with me. You're a Westerner. I'm from north. I'm from Ohio. But actually down here, people call it roly-polies as well. Yeah, Eric, you missed your homework. But yeah, I did my 2 sets. So I did a single and then I did a double. So I guess you could go back and look at it. But yeah, they felt good. Really focusing on my left arm on the turnover of the hang clean, but also on the jerk, trying to just be intentional and push it up and back further than my right one. But Eric, now that you're back in live, what do you call the drink? Like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, like what kind of beverage is that? And then what do you call the gray bug that when you poke it, it goes into a little ball? Those are the questions that we have for you. Tony answered. He unfortunately missed both questions, so he is getting a 0% on his quiz today, which he always has a chance to improve. We won't hold it against him. But we need answers. If you're truly from Northeast Ohio. That was the other question, if you're actually from Ohio. I know you went to Akron. If you're actually from the area. If you're an OG. Oh, see, 1 for 2, not bad. So I also go with pop. But are you from Northeast Ohio originally? Well, when you were in elementary school, like, okay, West Virginia. So, nope. The correct answer is a potato bug. I have literally pill bug makes sense. Roly poly is something I only heard. All right, so like West Virginia makes sense. Down here in Cincinnati, people incorrectly call it roly polies. I had never heard anyone call that bug a roly poly until I moved down here, and it confused me because I literally had only ever called it a potato bug. The pop soda thing, that doesn't really um, doesn't make too much of a difference to me, but I always called it pop. Grew up, we had polar pops, not polar sodas, but that to me is a less of a big deal. A roly poly, that's dumb. I think our Jorge, the Spanish guy that sometimes in these live streams he called, they had a different bug, but it was like a circle bug or like a ball. I think it was a ball bug or something. It was very like a literal description of it, and I liked that one. It was like a bola bug or something. But West Virginia though, sorry about. I mean, actually, I don't know. I don't have anything negative about West Virginia, but I guess they don't teach you how to say potato bugs down there either. But also, like, potato bugs doesn't make any sense, so I don't know why that was a thing. But that was like everyone. I also, as a kid, and I think this might have just been um, like my family, but I think I've heard other people say it. Actually, no, I've heard other people say it as well. So I don't know if it's because I'm illiterate or something, but wash, as a kid, I would say whoosh. And I never was corrected by anyone at any point until I was in high school. And I had a girlfriend, and she was like, "It's so cute how you say whoosh instead of wash." And I was like, it didn't connect to me. I'm like, I said, like, what are you talking about? Like, say washcloth, washcloth. Like, yeah, you say whoosh, and that it blew my mind that I said wash as whoosh forever. And it was funny because another teacher down here, it was towards the end of the year, and strangely enough, he's a Browns fan, but he's from like the Cincinnati area. I guess he says whoosh too, and so I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. If that's like some cultural thing, if that's like some areas say it more than others. But literally, like I never. I mean, I obviously would say the dishwasher, washcloth. Like I would say those things, but it turned into whoosh, washcloth, dishwasher. I guess dishwasher wouldn't really make any sense. Dishwasher. I guess it's mostly like if wash was the first word of it, but yeah, that blew my mind when she told me that, and I fixed it ever since then. I never said another whoosh again. Although I probably do say it without knowing it. I probably do say it. Ugh. Oh. West Virginia. Oh. And where I'm from is a very easy question. I think my mountain mama. I think my dad was technically born in North Carolina, but he never lived there. And my mom was northeast Ohio, towards like the Youngstown area. So we're all Ohioaners. But I think my dad grew up his whole life in Ohio. I don't think he ever. I think he was literally. My grandpa was in the military at that when he was born. Um, so I don't think he actually technically ever lived in North Carolina more than when he was a wee lad. So I learned potato bug, pop, washcloth. I've learned all these things. I would say learn them correctly. The rest of the world is wrong. Roly poly though, that's pretty dumb. I'm not gonna lie. I get behind a different name. Roly poly, I can't get behind. It sounds like a made up thing. Pill bug would make sense though. See, like that I can get behind. But if we're gonna go with a nonsense name, it's gotta be Potato. There's no shot that it can be Roly Poly. Like, who comes up with Roly Poly? It's honestly despicable. But as you can see with that light being turned off and the camera bag being locked up, I'm gonna go and have a little snacky and get ready. So, deuces, thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a great days.